So as we step into this house, the thing that we want to talk about was how we found it, right? Non-owner occupant, and this was like basically a duplex. So we bought it, it's in a good area, it's in an up and coming area, and I think we can sell this thing for a pretty good price. Now, what's cool about this house is we were working this lead for over a year, and he didn't come off of his price, not one penny. But a year later, we were able to pay what he wanted to. A year before, we weren't. So the cool thing with a follow-up system and kind of just the continual process that you work with in this business when you become a pro at it is old leads will eventually pay off. And they'll pay off very well because of your constant follow-up. That's how we found this one. So let's talk about specifically what we're going to do with it. We're made it into a really nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath. We learned too many lessons the old way of trying not to take it down to the studs. We took this house all the way down to the studs, got rid of all the garbage that was back there, redid it and built a really cool floor plan. First room, dining room, cool open kitchen. We did some cool stuff upstairs. So let me show you what we did kind of over here. So we're still in the entry foyer, but we're at the very back of it. And what you'll notice is some of the trim we've talked about before, and we've built ourselves a little bit of what's called like a drop area. The cool thing about the drop area is you find this nowadays on Pinterest and Houzz, and usually in most of the new homes that are in our marketplace. This is a new home, it's an old house. So what we did is something really small, pretty inexpensive, but it gives the feel of a very modern home, a home that is on the cusp, and it's something that is really, really just current. Now, it's not like super trendy with like glass tile. It's just from the standpoint of making it homey and kind of being on point with what's going on in the marketplace. It's really small, it's kind of silly, but it's the small, silly things that start to add up that help you sell a house pretty quick and for a great price. Now, we've talked about price point homes before. This is like a move up or a second time move up kind of a buyer. It's a more expensive home. It's in the 300,000 range. So for that, you have to give some things these people can get excited about, and it has to stand out from who you're competing against. It's a hot area. There's other people doing this and doing a nice job. So that to that end, we've picked a couple of cool, unique features. Hardwood floors, pretty standard here, but we've gone back with all new hardwood because the other stuff was just so bad. Some cool trim, nice light fixtures, and when I show you the kitchen, you're gonna see that layout. So we're in what's gonna be essentially the breakfast nook area. And if you look over my shoulder, you're gonna see the kitchen. When you have a tight space like this, there's a couple of things you can do. You can draw it yourself, or you can hire an architect, or if you don't wanna go through the expense of hiring an architect, find a cabinet designer. Bring them in, tell them what your concerns are, and have them do some design work for you. They did it for us. It's included in the price of the cabinets. And to that end, what we have here is some really usable space now. We have a kitchen with a sink in the middle, cool fixture, cabinets behind it, and this open space. Homes in here are 70 to 120 years old. What we have is unique, it's nice, it's fresh, it's gonna catch people's eyes. Our realtor looked at it earlier today and be on the market in about 10 days, and he's fired up. He's like, what a great looking house, what a cool floor plan. I'm really excited about it. It's gonna show great. The other thing is once you have the good concept, then you bring in the cool furniture and pieces that we've talked about before. When we start to stage with those, this thing is going to really pop, and it's gonna look pretty awesome. So I think we'll sell pretty fast. Let me show you what we did upstairs to make sure we guarantee a sale. Okay, so we're upstairs now and we're standing in one of the hall baths. The reason we're in here, it's a couple reasons. Number one, it's got good light, which is better for everyone. And number two, I'm told it's very slimming. So let's talk about specifics. We did a 3-bed, 2-bath up, okay? The baths are gonna be kick-ass. I mean, like super high-end, really nice, wow kind of baths. Like I wanna move out of my house and move in because that bath is so good kind of a bath. That's the goal. This is an auxiliary bath, it's cool, good colors. It's gonna really pick everything up really nice. But the owners is where we wanted to make our money. In addition to that, we built a deck off of the back. I'll bring you back here when this place is cleaned, finished, staged, and really, really nice. And you're gonna see how the whole thing kind of ties together. But the goal, as we've talked about more than once, know who you're gonna service on the back end and give them more than they think they should get for the money. And if you do, it's a recipe for you to make more. Until next time, Frank Cava, ExperienceInvestor.com.